Hey guys, Huma Corn here, and in today's video I'm going to be going through every single gun in Warzone and ranking them and telling you whether I recommend to use it, not recommend to use it, or just it's a personal preference weapon. Now this video is going to take ages to make, so if you could support the video that would be great. Like gaming content, make sure to subscribe right down below, and yeah, let's get straight into the video. So starting off with the Kilo 141. It's a pretty good gun, a lot of people use it, I've seen a lot more people using it, there's a lot of classes to go with it. So this gun I'd say is a personal preference, so it depends what you like, but it isn't as good as some of the other guns on this list, but you can definitely use it if it's your type of gun. The next one is the FAL. Now this is a semi-automatic rifle, and I'd say it's really bad. I would not recommend it at all. There's no good classes for it. I don't see anyone even trying to level it up. The aim is just really weird with it, like it doesn't hit its shots when it's in like the crosshair, and to kill someone you've got to get a pretty good amount of shots really quickly, and that's just not going to happen, so definitely not recommend it. The next one is the M4A1. I'd say this is a really good gun, I'd recommend it. Isn't as good as some of the other guns on this list, there's a few other guns, but this is definitely the gun to go to if you haven't got like the GRAU, MP5 and stuff like that, and just those other weapons. So I definitely recommend leveling this up and getting a class for it, watch some videos on it, because it is really powerful. The next gun is the FR 5.56. Now this is a burst rifle. I'd say this is really bad, terrible. Like the aim is weird, it like the first shot is at the bottom, second in the middle, then the next shot is way in the air. You can't really get a class for it, and it's just really bad in general. No one really uses this, so not recommended. The next gun is the Odin. Now this is a fully automatic, but it shoots slower than usual. But the thing about this gun is it's really powerful, and I'd say I'd recommend this gun. It's not my type of gun, but you can definitely get a class for it that's really good. And as long as you get them by surprise, or you start shooting first, start shooting quicker, then you can definitely kill them really fast. If you're really good with headshot kills, this murders people. I swear it's only like 3 shots to actually kill them, so definitely recommend that. The next gun is the M13. Now this is a fully automatic rifle, and I'd say I wouldn't recommend this one because it's just so weak, and a lot of people can get classes for it, you can make it a little bit better, but I just wouldn't recommend it because you're kind of wasting your time, because you can get like, let's say an M4, which is so much better and will just always beat the M13 in a battle. The next one is the FN Scar 17. Now this is a decent weapon, but again I wouldn't recommend it. You're just kind of wasting your time, because like I said, there's better guns like the GRAU, M4 and other guns as well. Same with the next one, AK-47, not recommended. You can get some decent classes for it, but this one's a little bit less powerful and less fast than the other guns, so definitely not recommend this one. The Ram 7 is a personal preference weapon, so I'd recommend going for this one as well. Not as good as the M4 and GRAU, but definitely a really good weapon if it's your type of weapon, if you get what I mean. So yeah, definitely recommend that one. The next one is the GRAU. Now this is a very good gun, I definitely recommend this one. Now not everyone can get it, because you need to get 5 kills in a minute 25 times, different matches obviously. You're not really going to get that in a Warzone match, Plunder, maybe Ground War if you're lucky, so you're only really going to get this in a free multiplayer weekend, or if you have the full game, so definitely recommend this either way. Well, I'm just saying it's a little hard to get. The next one is the CR56. Now this one's a little bit of a weird one, I haven't really tested this gun out, I haven't seen anything on this gun, so I can't really give an opinion, but what I've seen from it, I definitely recommend it. It seems pretty cool. It seems like you have to hit a lot of shots with it, so if you're not good with aim, it's kind of a, you're just gonna hit a lot of shots with it. But definitely recommend this one. And that's everything I've seen. If I find something else about it before I upload this video, I will definitely put it in and tell you. The next one is the AUG. Now I definitely wouldn't recommend this gun. The same reason as like the AK-47 and M13, it's not as good as the other guns you can get, and you're basically wasting your time. Next one is the P90. Now this is a really good gun, not as good as the MP5 and FENNEC, but it's definitely worth going for. There's loads of metas that came out, and there'll probably be more once they start adding updates and maybe tune it up a bit, but definitely go for the P90. The next one is the MP5. I would 100% recommend this. Now, since they are nerfing a couple weapons, if some of them have changed, then I might have to make an update video, but as of now, the MP5 is really OP, so definitely recommend going for it. Now the Uzi is a bit of a weird one. You can get some really good classes for it. I'm actually really close to finding out a really good meta, but as of now, I'd not recommend going for it until there's a really good meta for it, because you don't want to waste your time leveling up a gun that you don't really need when you can level up a gun that you do need. So as of now, I wouldn't recommend it. The next one is the Bison. Now, that has a lot of ammo. There might be a new meta coming out for it soon, but it will never be as good as the M4, GRAU, and some of the other guns on this list, so I wouldn't recommend it. Just really not powerful, even though it has a lot of ammo. The MP7 I'd 100% recommend. Again, if you're a submachine gun person, then you'll do really good with this. Not as good as the MP5, but definitely worth leveling up and testing out to see if you like it or not. Striker 45 wouldn't really recommend. I haven't seen too much of this gun, and that's part of the problem. If you don't see too much of a gun, that usually means that isn't as good as some of the other guns like the MP5, so definitely wouldn't recommend it. The next one is the FENNEC. 100% recommend this one. It lasers people at close range, and it is really fast. Now, there's a bit of an uprise whether this is actually better than the MP5. I don't think it will be. Once the results and loads of people, maybe like Vicstar and some of the other popular YouTubers, test it out, it could possibly be more powerful than the MP5, so we'll just have to wait and see. But as of now, definitely recommend leveling up this gun. Now, onto the shotguns, the Model 680. Now, I'd say pretty much all these shotguns I just wouldn't recommend. They're never ever going to be as good as submachine guns, machine guns, but if you do good with shotguns, then I'd recommend the 680, and the reason why I put this up here is because I'd say it's the most easy to use, powerful, and this fast gun. So yeah, I'm just going to skip the shotguns because most of them just aren't worth going for. Onto the LMGs, the PKM is alright. If you do good with it, then go for it, but I'd say don't go for it, not recommended, because there's one LMG that I might get into in a second that is really good and definitely worth leveling up. The M92 is the second LMG to go to if you don't like the PKM, and the actual good LMG that I'm about to get into the next one, but this is the second one that I'd go for, but if you're not an LMG person or just want to know overall, I wouldn't recommend it. So this is the Bruin MK9, and I'd say this is the best LMG out there. Very powerful. ADS is a little but it is definitely good. Now, I made a mistake in my last video that I recently took down because it was just tragic, and I said it was the best gun, but then I found out that it wouldn't really top the GRAU since it's just an LMG and how fast you run and stuff. So definitely recommend this gun if you are an LMG person, and overall I'd recommend leveling up. Onto the marksman rifles, I'd say the Kar 98K is definitely worth going for. You can get some pretty good clips with this. It's really good for montages and stuff. If you get used to it and get really good at it, it just makes you look like the best player ever. Once you get like headshots with this, it's just mad. So definitely worth leveling up. The SKS is definitely worth leveling up. I'd recommend this one because it's the second best marksman rifle in my opinion. You have to get a few headshots with it. I think it's either 2 or 3, but definitely worth trying out and seeing if you like it. Now onto the sniper rifles, the HDR and the AX50 that I'll get into in a minute. The HDR is a longer range, and most people seem to go for the HDR, but in my opinion I wouldn't recommend it. Once again, it's personal preference, but I wouldn't recommend it because the AX50 I'd say is a lot more just hard hitting, and I think it's more smooth and easier to use, and the crosshair is definitely better on the AX50 as well. Whereas the AX50, like I said, definitely recommend this gun. But like I said, if it's not your type of sniper, then go for the HDR. Onto the pistols, I'm going to start with the X16 because most of these pistols are just personal preference. They're no good or bad ones, but there's some special ones that I'll talk about in a minute. The X50 I wouldn't go for because it isn't the best pistol you can get, and even if you max level at class it in that, I wouldn't go for it, so wouldn't recommend. So the 357 is one of the special guns. You can get the snake shot attachment. It did get nerfed, but it's still pretty good. So definitely recommend this if you're more of a close range person and kind of shotgunny person. This is also a good gun for you as well. So yeah, definitely recommend. The 50 GS, the Desert Eagle, is pretty a weird one. The sight isn't just, I don't know what it is with it. It just doesn't hit where it's meant to go. So I wouldn't recommend leveling up this gun, but there are plenty of people that like it. So if you like it and you think it's good, then go for it. The next one is the Renetti or Renettis, which I'll get into a minute because of the akimbo. Definitely recommend leveling up this gun because close range is an absolute monster. Now a lot of people know this, but I'd say up close, like the closest you can get, this is probably the best gun for close range. You can just spray without no skill and you can get them down instantly, and you won't have to worry about them killing you with an MP5 because these are a lot fast killing and more powerful than the MP5. So overall, definitely recommend this. So finishing off with the RPG, this is probably the only rocket launcher you'll need to level up. The other ones are good like the Joker and stuff, but it's just not as good in my opinion. Obviously you got the lock on, but you won't use that as much as the RPG. It's faster and just a lot better in my opinion. So definitely recommend leveling up the RPG, but you're not really gonna use it a lot. And yeah, that sums it off. I know that wasn't all the guns, but I pretty much included the ones that are up to personal preference and ones to avoid, and all the ones that I didn't include on this list, go for it if you do good with them, but I'd still just wouldn't even bother with them because it's not even worth rating. And yeah, let me know what you think of this list. Let me know if you would change up this list a lot, if you like some of the guns I avoided, if you don't like some of the guns I put on. Let me know your side of things, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, share, subscribe. See you in the next one, and peace. I kill him, I'm a vampire. I kill him, 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 I'm a vampire. I kill him, 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 I'm a vampire.